Alright, we're finally going to do it. I've had these 8 GIK 2x2 two-way panels sitting in the boxes for Home Theater 2.0 for I don't know how many weeks now. We're going to finally put them in, do this one vloggy style. It's been a while since I've done a real home theater vlog type video. Doing some work in the room. This is the finishing touch, the final element for the Home Theater 2.0. Really nervous about it. My perfectionist self is stressing out inside whether I can get these things aligned. But let's take a look at them. We'll take a look at the quality control. How are these going to come out of the boxes? Hopefully looking pretty nice. We'll get them up there and yeah, have some fun setting up some home theater acoustic panels together. Alright, so right off the bat, the 8 panels came in 2 boxes. 2 boxes of 4 in these bags. They had some separation in them, some cardboard separation, and I just yanked one out real quick, and I'm already a little bit less than enthused. You can see that corner. We already got a corner ding, so I'm going to have to take these out one by one, get out the Sharpie, the magic marker, and blacken up any of those edge nicks and so on. Just the packaging, the way they're sitting in these bags, in the boxes, I don't think does the job for corner protection very well. I think they need to do something else. I don't know, put some foam or whatever around those corners. And then just coming in here to take a quick look at the room. Of course, if you're familiar with the channel, you're pretty familiar with this room. I have 2 of those two-way panels already up in the back. Those are the 2D ones. I bought the 3D ones for the ceiling to go along with all of my other GIK panels, and they're going to go effectively up in this channel right here. A little out of focus there. I don't know what kind of pattern we're going to use. We're going to try to find some symmetry. We'll be using some spray adhesive, spraying onto the back of the foam, and then setting them up across the front there. What that's doing then is hitting from the speakers behind the screen, sound going up, hitting the ceiling, and then bouncing back down to the seating position. So having that diffusion up there with a little bit of absorption behind it should hopefully improve dialogue clarity, audio quality, knocking out reflections coming off of the ceiling in a way that looks nice, nice trim, slim panels. It's very dark up there. I don't use the lights at the front of the room. I only use the lights at the back. So even if there are a couple blemishes on those panels, it shouldn't be noticeable when they're on the ceiling. I don't think they'll be obtrusive. And after that, I think I'm pretty much done treating the room. I don't know that I can get too much better than what I have in here. It will be interesting to see, though, of course, after I get these panels up, I'll redo my room EQ with Anthem Arc, the latest versions of Arc Genesis. And I have the curves, the measured curves from the room as it is right now. And I'll put up some comparisons eventually when I do the recal for what the changed measurements look like with the panels up on the ceiling. So step 1, got to get all those panels out of those boxes and give them the full inspection and touch-ups where needed. Just for reference, my touch-ups on these panels is going to be done with this King Sharpie, king size. So just basically color in any of the black blemishes around the edges, around the corners, around the borders, one by one. I got to do all 8 of these. So here's panel number 2. We can see little need for some touch up there. Not quite as bad as the first one. However, this corner might be hard to see, but it's lifted a little bit. This other corner as well, just not, man. Quality control GIK or packaging or something. Just these don't really work out from the perspective of these corners super great. Panel number 3, 3 for 3, corner dings and touch-ups needed. So the 4th panel came out good. I was pretty pleased with panel number 4. Panel number 5 as well. Panel number 6, oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this foam. Totally crunched in the box on two corners. I really almost want to complain and send these back. They've been in the box for a long time, some weeks now, But I think I can just get this one up in a way where I'm going to put them together in a grid and you won't see this. I don't want to deal with sending this back and waiting for a replacement. So I think if I can just mount it in a way that there's another panel on this side, another panel on this side, another panel on the other side. You won't see that, but kind of a bummer. So herein lies the problem. The panels in the second box are taped tightly, pushing in the foam, deforming the foam. Maybe without the presence of that tape, and it's like that on the top and the bottom. Maybe without that tape, the foam will actually unform. It'll restore itself back to kind of its full edge or squared edge type of form. But yeah, this is why the first panels, the first 4 panels in the first box were not taped around so tightly. They weren't taped at all, actually. They were just set, I think, in the bags, and they pulled out simply. These ones, though, somebody at the packing factory, zipped tape around these and led to that deformation. And there's the full stack. You can see, so 2 of these, it really only affected 2 of them, that taping effect in the dimpling, the hard dimpling on the foam. What a bummer. And all but one panel, you can see I had to do it here as well, all but one panel needed touch-ups in at least one corner. Most of them was only one corner dinged. So you can see there a close-up of the 3D pattern. It's the same on all of them. So my next challenge here is going to be now to lay out a grid that's symmetrical when you look up and you see the pattern on the ceiling, and kind of covers, again, that swath of space between the screen and the seating position. So there we are, kind of laid out on the floor. 2x4 grid. That's going to cover a lot of surface area up there. Pretty awesome. I'm almost kind of concerned, though, I don't have the distance, say, between this recessed light and this cap. That's where the ceiling fan used to be when I converted the room to a theater. I took the ceiling fan out. Oops, sorry for the shine. I took the ceiling fan out and just capped the electrical off with that cap, but I don't think I have 4 feet of distance there. I might have to end up going like maybe 6 across in one line, and then putting the other 2 in a couple of other spots around it. Maybe even order a couple more to kind of fill in more space. There's the full view from back here. I'm not going to get all the way out to the edges of the seats either. I'm really more concerned about focusing the treatment, from about here across the 2 middle sections of the couch over to there, because I also have that kind of inset where the glass block window is, and then that side of the wall goes all the way, but then there's the bump out. So there's some elements of asymmetry in my room. No room is perfect. Mine is not. It was not designed for this. It is a home theater afterfit retrofit, so got some detailed planning to do here. I think I have my pattern. Because we're basically dealing with a 4-sided shape, a square, and I have 4 across, I'm just going to do a rotation. So this is that one rotated 90 degrees once, twice, and then 3 times, and then the orientation of this panel will match that one in the upper left. The bottom left will match the upper right, and that second top matches this third on the bottom, and vice versa. I think that's my best option for really diffusing the sound around the room asymmetrically in a way that I think will still look nice up on the ceiling. So I think we got that figured out. And I think I am actually going to do 2 rows of 4. But instead of just sandwiching them directly together, I am going to leave them spaced out, kind of like they are on the floor right there. I need to find something to use as a spacer. Maybe this coaster will do the trick. About 3 inches or so apart in between the rows. And then that will get me the ability to space 2 of them around the fan cap. And if I measure between those front tops, and the lights and the other, sorry for the focus there, from the front tops up to the front array of lights and the other two speakers that are up there with the black painted grills, I have more than 4 feet. So I have the space I need to do two symmetrical rows of 4 in between with the spacer. And just for reference, these will be getting attached to the ceiling with the 3M Super 77 multi-purpose adhesive spray. So same spray that I used to attach those on the back wall. They're still up there, hanging strong, hanging tough. And it's the same spray that I used to put all of the Weeby Top acoustic panels behind the screen and on that front wall. That's working good. I got plenty of it. I got my shape and my dimensions all set. I got to get some measurements down, figure out how in the heck I'm gonna actually have these things nice, squared up and aligned. That's the real challenge, I think. All right, I think I have my solution in the kids' domino. Because of the push out of the trim and the way the trim is angled, getting dimensions off the walls is probably going to be too challenging, and I think it's going to lead to mistakes. So instead, I'm pretty confident about the symmetry of the fan, where the fan was placed and where the center of that cap is, as being like this kind of the dividing line, the center line of the room. So I'm gonna pattern off of the fan cap. The fan cap is 5.5 inches in diameter, and I am gonna split the panels on each side of the cap. And this domino is exactly 1.5 inches wide by 3 inches long. So using these, I'm gonna go 1 domino wide on either side of the fan cap, starting to spread the panels out across the room this way, and then I will stay ahead of the front tops by the 3-inch dimension of the domino. And again, I'm pretty confident in my measurements in terms of where I put the speakers, where the fan cap is, and all of that. So if I can get the first one up, or the first one up to the left of the ceiling fan location, former ceiling fan location, and one to the right, then I can just build off of those. And by going 1.5 inches off the cap, 3 inches off the top, I'll have the placements for those first ones, and then I can build. And I think I'm going to stick to 3 inches apart between each of the panels themselves, to the side and front to back, and everything should fit in the space. It should be nice and square. And so I got one shot at doing this, because once that spray is on and those things are stuck up there, it's all over. There's no takebacks. Four up, 4 to go. I'm sweating with heat and nervousness. I think they look okay though, especially in the dark, lights dimmed, theater room. I'm okay. I'm happy with the job so far. Alignment's pretty good. There's so much going on in the ceiling that I think no matter how well I hit the alignment, it's still going to look off compared to something else that's up there. we are, 8 3D 2A GIK panels in 2 grids of 4, splitting that fan cap. All in all, pretty good. These look pretty cool up here actually. I think they actually add a extra theater dimension to the room. Looking up and seeing that overhead like you do in so many premium rooms, treating the ceiling, generally regarded as so important. Really curious to see if it makes any difference. Do I hear anything? Do I measure anything? We'll figure that out in time. I think my installation job is fine. My hope that everything being dark and black up on the ceiling would mask any misalignments, I think is holding true. I didn't do anything grossly terrible. Actually, looking at it, some of it skews because of where the light's coming from and the shadow, and actually also adjusting for the idea that the panels are not always, the wood face of the panel is not always perfectly aligned to the foam, and I was distancing from the foam. So there's definitely some error in there. Let's see how this works. If I go lower on the lights, see how these blend away. Getting darker, getting darker. This is probably, actually probably can't see much there, but oh yeah, when you can see how they just disappear. The ones in the back. The lights of course are on that side of the room. So illuminating some of the front panels. Standing here looking up, I can barely see the backs. We'll have to see how it looks with the projector on and image up on the screen. So there we are, Home Theater 2.0. Finally complete. Always more to do. Someday maybe I'll get the real theater chairs. Maybe we'll paint those grills. But everything that I was trying to achieve at a high level anyway, all of the gear, all the installation, treatments, placements, it's all in finally. Took 6 months, but this last step has been sitting for a while. So once again, 8 GIK 2A panels. The blemishes don't show at all. Once they're up on the ceiling, it's so dark up there. That's fine. But again, I think GIK needs a little better packaging, a little better quality control, something. Don't ding those edges. Don't tape that foam up. Really curious to get this measured and listened to. I will do that in a follow-up video. If you have any questions about my room, about my installation, the things that I've done, let me know. Post away in the comments. Check out all the other theater planning and home theater builder and home theater 2.0 videos for more content about the room and how everything came together. If you ever have the chance to come over, don't critique those panels and their alignment. That's grounds for excommunication. Thanks so much for watching. Please do all the regular YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification, and yeah, let me know. If you treated your ceiling, what did you think about it? Positive, negative? Was it a pain? Was it a hassle? Was it an easy installation? Does it look better? Does it look aligned? Does it look proper? Sound off in the comments. Let's discuss. Thanks so much and come on back for more.